Yeah, I used to play with Bailey's brother a lot.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. My name's Jeremy.
My name's Sam.
And James.
So,
It's the Coldcast.
the Coldcast. That's what
Coldcast
we're calling it.
episode
Episode 1.
Working title.
Yeah, we probably won't change it.
That's pretty good.
That's true.
It's really good.
Alright, so I guess start with my
This is
story.
the part we're definitely going to edit out.
Yeah, this is really rough.
We're going to jump cut.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so
We'll keep it in, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep it in. We'll see what happens. Why don't we see what happens? Jeremy, what's
setting up this podcast has
Go
been brutal.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to be easy. It is not easy.
Had a lot of ideas.
Yeah, but like...
The thing is we gotta weed out. Like, it's hard weeding out the good ideas from the bad. You know?
I mean, I think we're still, like, in that progress, because I feel like
That's
there's going to be,
exactly.
like, half bad ideas in this podcast right now.
But, you know what, though? The thing is it can only go up from here.
Nope.
Because of the fact that this is episode 1, right? So
Yeah.
the next episode will be episode 2.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
that'll be increasing. Then 3.
The number's
then
increasing,
4.
so we got that.
So
I
that's
guess.
increasing up.
Yeah.
Maybe not the viewers, but the
The viewers are going down.
the episode.
You can't go down from 0, right?
Bailey stopped watching.
Yeah, Bailey better still be watching her. I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
And the first thing I did, though, when I think we were hanging out, I Googled how to do a podcast.
Right.
And it was all this stuff, and it was oh, you gotta buy a microphone. It's $150.
Right.
Here's the mixer. This is $350. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I thought it was way easier than this.
It is what you just need a laptop now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's all you need.
I think
And,
the idea is that you buy those things so that you're $1,000 into a podcast and you can't afford not to make one now.
Yeah.
Because that's your only way out of the hole. You have all this
Definitely.
podcast equipment and you're in debt, and it's how do I get out of this?
You're
Okay.
episode 100, still not too
First
many
of
views.
all-
I bought all this equipment, I have to.
First of all, $1,000 into podcasts and you're in debt. You need to start working out how you spend your money if you're in debt. and well, even if you're in debt $1,000, which is fine. But if you only had $1,000 and you spend it all on podcast equipment, you need to rethink your life a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know what we probably should do, actually, is tell the viewers about ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, they don't know anything about us. Except for 90% of the people who are probably watching this who we know.
Why don't we go with 98%?
98?
Yeah. There might
There's
be
one guy.
One Asian guy somewhere, you know.
Somewhere. Found this Google Coldcast.
And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying chances are probably
It's the
gonna
highest
be
Statistically,
population.
yeah.
because of the highest
Statistically.
population.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not
That's
racist.
very true. All right. Well, my name's James Badham. I'm a personal trainer.
No.
Uh,
No, you're not. That's me. No.
Oh!
Don't listen to him. That's Sam Hadfield talking.
My name is Sam Hatfield. I'm a.
Are we doing last names? I might have to blur that out. Do you really care?
Why?
Okay.
What the hell does
Okay.
it matter?
Whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
are they gonna rate me over the internet?
Maybe. Okay.
That's actually very possible.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, maybe we'll blurp that out.
We'll talk about it later.
You say burp that out?
Blurp that out.
I hate
Blurps.
burps.
B-L-U-R.
I hate blurps.
I'm a host of a restaurant. On to Jeremy Volding.
Wow.
That's about it.
One
Sam.
side, my personality.
No, let's go with your favorite video game stuff you do like that.
Favorite video game.
Are you in a
Probably-
relationship? You
Yeah,
know?
what do you do besides work at a restaurant, Sam?
I rock climb a little bit. That's
No, you don't. We walk climb. You don't.
How's that V3 going?
Oh,
Hey, you know
James
what?
is the only one who hasn't climbed the V3.
Yeah, I climbed the red one.
Did you?
Yeah, you guys.
I don't think you finished it properly.
So
you
V3
kind of jumped for the end.
A
And you
V3
Yeah, they counted.
didn't count.
What
No.
other? This
Your
is
hands
the
were on the
V3 I
tape.
thought we did.
Let's explain.
We did
what
the
a
orange.
V3
I did
Yeah,
the
but
orange.
you skipped the half of the orange.
Yeah, but I mean, a quarter of it, and I did it really fast. So
This must be the best conversation to view from the outside as a viewer that has no idea who we are.
They must really enjoy this.
What rock climbing
Yeah.
is. What a V3
I'm sure they know what
even
rock
means.
climbing is, but they probably don't know what V3s are.
Nah.
I put a link in the description, or what do you call the thing when you have
Annotation.
an annotation to say hey, this is where we introduce ourselves. Watch this for 2 minutes, then go to the start.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you go ahead, Jeremy?
I'm Jeremy Folden. I also work at a restaurant, the same restaurant that we all work at, and I don't know. I like listening to music. I like watching movies, and that's really all there is about me.
What do you play any instruments?
Oh,
Why don't we Oh, you guys got 45 minutes for Jeremy to list off all the instruments that he's playing?
Yeah, all right. So this might be a while, guys. So guitar, piano. All right, James, about
Theremin.
yourself?
Cello.
Excuse me, what about...
Triangle.
you bought a
square.
You bought a box
You ever heard of
drum?
the Baiko, the Mako, the
Box drum?
Manji,
Goat?
the goat,
It's actually just the animal.
The flutal?
It's also an instrument. Look it up.
the poodle,
Well, I mean, they fart.
the
It's like a
sister?
trumpet.
Honestly, hate farts. That's not. That's my second thing in my
Yeah,
bio.
this is also something you should know about Sam.
hate farts.
Hates him.
Hate. I'll walk out of that room if they don't want farts. Honestly, I'm like very aware of the fact that these guys could fart.
Yeah.
We had such good momentum.
I'm just kidding. I'm James Fadham. I work in the food industry. I also work as a personal trainer, freelance. Give me a call if I give you my business card.
1-800.
I'm not going to give you my number over the podcast, but if you stalk me online, I will give it to you. But yeah, I usually charge $40 a session.
Oh my god.
Excuse me.
I won't give you my
Excuse
number,
me,
but it's
excuse me.
1-800
Hey,
James.
I'd like to
in
take
the
a
middle
break.
of an ad here.
We'd like to take
I'm
a
in the
break.
middle of an ad here. So, anyways, I can get you in the best shape of your life. You can live with more excitement. Anyways, give me a call. I'm looking to pick up some new clientele. Yeah, that's about it. Also, I'm really good at what I do. Anything else you guys think I could jump in there? Maybe. I like ramen noodles a lot. I really do like
Yeah, he
ramen
eats a
noodles.
lot of those.
I do eat ramen noodles, and I think
Ramen
I think the
good.
best brand of ramen noodles is going to be the Sapporo Ichiban ones. Those are real good.
I agree with that. If we're not getting into like obscure like East Asian like packaged noodles.
No,
that you find
I
at,
mean
like,
if you go
superstores.
from like I'm talking the dried ramen noodles, not like the fresh. Because if you go fresh, any fresh ramen noodles like you get from like an Asian market. Or
No,
those
I'm
are
talking
real
like
good.
have you been to like the Asian food aisle of like superstores?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That? And there's like there's like the pho noodles where there's like a paste and an oil and like
Yeah, those are good, but those aren't ramen noodles.
See, I heard you guys talking about this. I don't know if it was you guys. I know it was you, but I wasn't sure if it was Sam. And like you guys said, you don't like Mr. Noodles. I really like Mr. Noodles.
I like Mr. Noodles, but it's like it's not the one that I would pick. You know what I mean?
I haven't had much.
But then
of
again,
anything else,
the cost of Mr. Noodles is a lot cheaper, and it's a lot. I think they're about 28 cents a thing, whereas Sapporo Ichiban are looking at about 88 cents a piece. So I mean,
Yeah.
like the cost difference is there, and I can't say it's worth it to me. Like if they're on sale, I'll probably buy the Ichiban because it's worth it. You
so
know.
much better. The broth is like
The
more
broth just has so
flavorful.
much more flavor, and the noodles just like soak up the water
Thicker.
better. Yeah, thicker and better.
Yeah. Like when this is gonna be the first time in a long line of times you hear this, but when I lived in Whistler,
For those viewers out there, Jeremy
I was
spent
like-
a summer in Whistler. He's not stopped talking about it since.
it's not even true. We just joke that I non-stop talk about it. Anyways, I like barely ate ramen noodles or like pizza pops or anything like that
Mhm.
when I lived at home. But like I went to Whistler, and that's like all I ate for 2 months.
Yeah, because it's like the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah,
And
and
they're
like
good.
that was really nice, but it was really bad. Like I mean, I guess like I still like biked quite a bit, so it wasn't in terrible shape. But like it's not healthy.
You know what's funny though
And
is
I
'cause,
I
can't
might
like,
have
bit
been
of
a little bit malnourished. Well, I guess you worked at
Maybe.
pizza shops. So you probably ate pizza.
I ate quite a lot of pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's good for you. You know?
Yeah, pizza's good.
it's got all the major food groups. I'm a fitness professional.
Yeah, it's got pizza.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
I haven't even got to the story about how we started.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
podcast.
That's why we should skip to the next one.
Yeah. Okay. So.
no, let's go
No,
back
so
to
like the
story.
first thing I thought of when I was James is interrupting you
I said,
was
let's go back to the story.
like because we need the headphones, and I was like, how the hell am I gonna plug headphones into my computer more than one because I only have one headphone jack.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a splitter, and then I had one at home for 3 headphones, and that was perfect. And I was like, this is great. Have 3 pairs of headphones. They all have mics on them. This will be easy.
Yeah.
We got it all set up, and I got to James's house. He figured out how to use GarageBand, plugged in a splitter, and one of them, I think it has to do with the headphones having a mic,
Yeah,
because
they're
the headphones that
different-
didn't have a mic
Yeah,
plugged
they're-
into the one splitter I bought fine.
different jack on them.
But yeah, there's like one extra little line on it, and it won't let it plug it in. Really weird. And then, so like that didn't work, and we're trying to figure that out. And then I tried plugging the other splitter into the first one, and it like went almost all the way in, and then it wouldn't go the rest. So I was like, I'll just take it off. and I tore that splitter in half.
Yeah, he was really funny.
Yeah,
Just
so
ripped
like,
it in half. He looked like the Hulk.
and we had like a 10-minute moment. We're like, well, how are we gonna do this podcast now? And like,
And I said,
we're like,
Jeremy, why don't we just use the computer's mic? Somebody just got a text message.
it's my dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad. Are you watching?
Dad, you're on the podcast.
Say hello to our viewers.
I call him. Dad, we got you on speakerphone right now.
You're on our
Papa
podcast.
Holding.
He's like,
I'm
where are
in
you?
the
Are you home
sports-
yet? What's going on? Oh, man.
Okay, continue with your story.
That was pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's the story, yeah.
Yeah, and
Jeremy
just
ripping the splitter into.
yeah, and then we figured out, I guess.
Splitting the splitter.
I split the splitter, and then I did splits. Into the splits.
Alright, let's move on to segment
Okay,
ideas.
segment number 1. Me and Sam are going to guess the length of Jeremy's body parts, and we're going to measure and see who's the closest.
Wow.
All right,
Alrighty.
Okay.
Let's start.
All right.
I'm
All right. So
no. I know you told me the audio, but I really don't want to. Actually,
All right. Well, it's time for our
Anyways.
next segment.
no. Let's in inches. We'll guess the width of Jeremy's mouth.
No, go my
You know
arm.
what I like
want to know
about
how long
this?
my arm is.
We're guessing how long Jeremy's segments are.
Okay, let's segue.
I can
into the
imagine
game
James coming up with this, and he's just like, let's see, segments, ideas, segments.
Segments. No. Let's do middle finger. Why don't
Middle
you
finger?
Give us a look at your middle finger real quick.
All right. How long? Like,
Yeah, just
Well,
real quick.
6.1.
Okay, I'm gonna go with
You're gonna do
3.5 inches.
my right
I'm
hand,
gonna
by the
go with. Is it closest without going over?
Let's go. Let's just go closest.
3.6.
Wow,
Oh.
that's really.
I've seen the
So-
Price is Right. Okay.
So what is this?
Okay.
3.5 and 3.6?
Yeah.
3.6,
All
yeah.
right. So here we go, guys. How much? we got
Oh
on there?
man, 4.25.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Wow, that's
I
a
can
long
reach
finger.
into some small areas. with
Ladies,
these
if you're looking.
fingers.
Okay, let's do the circumference of Jeremy's forearm.
Forearm.
Which part?
Circumference.
Of it? Like middle?
Yeah, middle circumference.
All right, right in the middle. Right
Left
I'm
in the
gonna
Yes.
go with. Actually, you go first, so I could screw me over this time.
Okay.
Because I'll be a gentleman about it and do my own.
I'm gonna go with.
What looks at your own forearm?
Yeah,
Like a
well, that's
difference?
gotta help. Like one.
We're pretty close.
I'm gonna go.
Can I guess
with
too? I have no idea.
6 inches. Or wait, no. I'm gonna go with like. 4.5 inches.
I'm gonna go with 7.
All right, I'm gonna go 5.6.
5.6.
Okay, hold on. We got 5.6.
Oh, we got a tape
7.
measure here. We're not just saying random numbers. That's the actual answer. Okay, let's
Hold on. 5.6. Same to
7.
7, and you have 4.2.
4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go in the middle here. We got. Is that 8? Yeah, 8. 8 inches.
Wow, I got some big forearms.
Yeah, and also I definitely had a high advantage there because I mean you got to measure people when you're like doing training to like see where they start
Oh.
from, and like I always know it's way higher than you think it's gonna be.
Interesting.
Because like if you
yeah.
measure somebody's biceps, it's like the circumference is usually like 12, 15.
Wow.
Mine are like 15 or 16.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Mine are like 28, 29.
This entire segment
You know.
was just made so that James could tell the viewers how big his biceps are.
Okay, why don't we guess on my biceps? Now that we're talking about it. I actually
Alright.
don't know, so I think I'm gonna go with.
You just said
I'm gonna go.
18.
I'm not actually sure.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go, I think 15.
I
18's
think
really big.
17.
17?
16
Sam,
point.
can you
16.8.
do this?
16.8.
I'm doing flex, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Flex. Are you sure you're flexing there?
Okay, stop.
Fuck, I did it on the
It's
metric side.
15.
Yeah. Is that me?
15.5.
Is that
I
you?
think that I guessed like 18. I think.
You said 17, and I said.
I said 16.8 then.
I
And
think I
then you said 15, so yeah,
15.5.
you got it.
Yeah, so I was pretty close.
All right. So I won.
Podcast over. Jeremy wins.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the
Should we
podcast,
do
guys.
another one for Jeremy? Let's do one more, maybe.
I want to know how long my arm is. My length from my shoulder to my
To tip of your
of my
finger?
finger. Yeah.
Tip of your finger. Length of your.
I don't know my wingspan. I want to know how much I got till I can fly.
I would like to just read this list. It's James's list. Of
Okay, no,
podcast
you can't do that.
No, okay. So it's podcast ideas. WoW and you.
As in like World of Warcraft.
I assumed. Yeah. A briefs for online gaming. Thinking of topics for our podcast. The length of Jared's body.
The length of my body.
Me and Sam guess we measure. One scratched out.
So we we get naked and.
No, it was about somebody calling me. How many times somebody called me LeBron James the last 2
Oh
weeks.
man.
But I figured maybe we shouldn't say something.
And the last one is the amount that Sam says I mean.
I mean,
How much do you think? I mean, not that much.
yeah, okay? Let's do this finger arm thing, and then we'll move on to.
I got a good
someone
story
else.
for that first one though. About we got to talk about my name tag. Did I tell you about that?
Bailey?
No, about my name tag.
Yeah,
That
but
different one.
oh, you have a different
About
story.
my
about
World of Warcraft name tag.
Oh, your World of Warcraft name.
Okay,
I thought you
well,
meant-
let's measure Jeremy first.
All right.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna go 6 feet. If you guys didn't know, I'm a monkey.
I'm gonna go with 12.
12. No, from like here to there.
Oh,
12
it-
inches?
Oh, it's like half
12.
wingspan.
12 feet.
Yeah, half. Well, just like arm span. So I'm gonna go with 32 inches.
Inch. Oh man, I'm gonna go with like solid like 33.
Yeah. No, I got at least 30. Look at that.
What do you think it is? 34.
I'm gonna go 36.
36.
Even though I could just grab 34, and if there's any higher, I'd win. I'm not gonna.
Oh, 31. James wins.
Wow.
Wow.
There's one thing that I know, and that's units of measure.
He's a personal trainer.
A professional trainer.
He's a professional.
Okay, so here's
personal
the story
trainer.
here. So about a year ago, I started playing World of Warcraft again for a couple weeks. And I was like, oh, this will be funny because we got those new name tags in at our restaurant that say, I like this item, or my name is, and then I like this kind of thing, right? So I put James, and then I put World of Warcraft for the thing that I like. And I wore it for like a year, and I wore it a lot. Like,
Yeah, and
quite
like everyone
often.
saw it. Like,
And
it
people
wasn't.
commented on it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, people were like, oh, that's a cool name tag. I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, your last name's World of Warcraft? And I'd be like, oh, no. Like,
Yeah, I got like a
you
lot
know.
of. Oh, my last name is Swimming because
Yeah.
mine is Swimming, even though I don't like swimming.
Anyways.
It's just a lie.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I got another story.
So, anyways, I go to this table like yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I call her and she goes, "Oh, your name's James, and you like World of Warcraft?" And I was like, "Oh, it's World of Warcraft." And she said, "Yeah, but it says World of Warcraft." And I was like, "What?" And I like looked down, and I missed the R on craft, so it said, "I'm James, and I like World of Warcraft." And I've had it for like a year.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
A
like
year
I saw
straight.
it, and
And
it
nobody said a
looked
thing.
completely normal.
Nobody said a thing.
A year.
Like
That's
a
insane to
straight,
me. Think
probably
about-
more than a year. Like, can you believe that? I was just like blown away.
Yeah, that's weird. Another note, mine said Jeremy, and I'm a fan of swimming, but like that's not actually mine. I think I stole that name tag from someone who likes swimming.
Right.
Yeah, and I was seating at the table, and there was like an older lady there, and I sat her, and she said, "Oh, you're a fan of swimming?" That's my old lady impression.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I like it." And then she's like, I think she asked like, "Are you a lifeguard or something?" I'm like, "Oh, not yet, but I'm training to be one."
Why did you say that?
I'm not nowhere near that. I'm not even like close to that.
Why did you say it?
I don't know. It's just like it's conversation, and I just felt like saying it. I wasn't gonna see her
You
again.
know what? You know, it just kind of slipped out. I did the same thing today. This guy was like eating Thai bites and poutine, and like he had like one or two of the little like chicken bites left. He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish. I don't want to gain any more weight because I'm pretty fat. Like he just says it as a joke, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, you're skinny.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you eat it, it'll put some meat on your bones. And I was just like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. That was kind of rude to say to a customer.
Yeah.
Then Brendan overheard and thought I was just like being really rude to a customer and was just like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, it just slipped out. I probably shouldn't have said that. I thought it was funny, and then I was like, after I said it, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
That's actually funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll put some meat on your bones. I was like, whoops.
Sam, you know what? I want to bring this up. I've noticed this. If you guys don't know Sam, he's opinionated, but like in a good way. Like his opinions are always very well.
Yeah, they're
your opinions are like very well thought out, and you always have very good reasoning. And I really like that, but they're always different opinions, and I like that. Anyways, I find that you have like 2 different, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. But like reactions to when I give you one of my opinions.
Oh yeah,
and
that's very true.
One, that was it right there.
So there's the second one, slapping your knee.
That's not it. No, it's not right. There's one where like I'll say it, and then Sam will go, I mean, and then he will begin to say why he doesn't think that, or his opinion differs.
Why I disagree.
And that one's like, he's like, I mean, I disagree, or something like that. It usually starts with I mean, though. It's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. But then the other one is my favorite Sam thing ever, and you always like, I'll be like, have you ever thought of like this and this? And he gets really excited, and he's like, yeah, I do! And he like gets so excited that like we share an opinion, and it's my favorite thing ever. You have like this face oh man, it makes me so happy.
That was like when I said we should start playing with the Warcaft together. He's like, I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, just like that. You don't know what Sam's gonna do. If he's gonna act like that, it'd be like, I mean, I played too much or something like that.
It's
don't know.
Not ready for me, man.
Could be any of those.
That's actually such a sweet story, and I'm actually so flattered.
I had that one written down. I was ready.
When do we sway into another segment here?
This is another segment.
Do we want to do the segment about Bailey?
I don't know what segment this is.
We were going to do a segment about Bailey and just random facts that we all know about Bailey.
We could do this, but no one's going to enjoy this except for us.
I think all of our viewers. Bailey's going to enjoy it.
So
Bailey's
viewers out there, yeah, I'll take care of this. I've known her for the longest.
Nope,
not true.
Nope.
Bailey is our biggest fan, our nicest friend probably.
Yeah, Bailey is nice.
Yeah, she's very nice. Yeah. She laughs at our jokes even when they're not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does
most
a lot.
Really.
And she spent an hour and a half a day trying to get me to watch a video of a orangutan pooping in his
mouth. Today she was going crazy. I think it's because she's done school, but last week or 2.
I pointed that out. Can you please not?
You did this, and James said this, and I think it's it because she's been over the top, this goofy and funny, and I love it. It's my favorite Bailey.
Yeah. But it's like Jeremy and Bailey had a Bailey, and then
we had a Bailey.
And then this is the Bailey that came out of it. Yeah.
Okay, and she was just like, oh my god, have you seen this video? This orangutan, this monkey, it poops in its hand, and then it throws it, and it just runs away. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty funny. I'll watch it. She's like, no, you have to watch it now. You have to watch it now. You have to watch it now. And I was like, I'm at work right now. And I'm not exaggerating. An hour or however long my shift was, 2 hours, and she was hounding us to watch this video.
Oh my god!
And she was like, yeah, I'm looking. She was doing impressions of it, and she just thought it was the
so
funniest thing. And then after the shift, she showed us the video, and it was it's pretty funny.
And then she just sent me the video on Facebook now.
Yeah, after we got off, she sent it to us.
Oh,
I've never seen her that excited.
Is that your favorite thing about Bailey?
What? And orangutan pooping and throwing it? Is that
your
favorite thing?
I love that.
Their impression of that?
Yeah.
No, I think, have you guys ever heard of Bailey do an impression of somebody else?
No.
Yes,
Bailey has the same impression no matter who it is.
Oh, is it the voices
Yeah, that one.
I mean, that's the other voice.
Either if it's a super beautiful model or something like that, or a troll. It's always just exactly the same. No difference for these two totally opposite situations.
Actually, that I think I've been on the other side of that impression, or she's doing an impression of me, and I think I was really insulted. And now
because of that voice,
she doesn't have any different impressions.
Now looking back, that's my bad.
No,
that's hilarious.
And then the funny thing is when you point that out to her, she goes, "They sound way different."
Oh man.
I don't know if we should edit this out and just send it to her, or just include this.
No, just
yeah.
She said we could talk
about
about her.
this.
She's great about this. She wants this idea.
Yeah.
She wanted to.
We're
We're gonna have her on the second or third podcast.
I think we should wait a bit before we start
Maybe
being
third.
guests, but we could.
She'd
be fun to have. We gotta be a little careful with guests. I feel because I feel there's a lot of people who just wouldn't contribute well to a conversation.
Yeah, but
that us
I think
have.
Bailey would. And
Bailey would.
Sean,
Bailey would be great. Bailey,
good.
Bailey was one of those people who would be great in this.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey and Sean specifically.
Sean's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
actually, you know what? Just Sean. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, are you listening right now?
Sean?
Sean, if you're listening, we would love to have you and your 5 panel.
Don't tell Bailey.
Yeah, can you tell Bailey to stop listening?
Sean is Bailey's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I guess we should say that. Yeah, they're dating.
Are
Sean
they?
is Bailey's girlfriend. Oh no, boyfriend.
No, Sean is Bailey's girlfriend. Yeah.
Fuck.
It's not. Don't say that.
Don't say what.
Don't say.
Let's
that.
talk about this.
What's
Like
this?
censorship, like whether or not we should swear on this podcast.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with swearing.
Yeah.
I just think it's slightly unprofessional. You know, and nowadays it's not a big deal.
You know what's also
It's not a big deal. But like, if we get to the point where this is going big and stuff like that, and like it's probably not professional talking about stuff like this, but whatever. I think if we get to the point of going big and maybe some kids are watching or something like that, it's just not necessary. We don't need to swear to be funny.
This is great because
that's
we're
what I
gonna
think.
all hear Sam make a really good argument like he always does.
He's getting
This
ready
is
to
all
make
your
a good
first
argument.
time hearing a
Here-
Sam
here's,
argument.
Here's I mean, and then his reason.
Okay, so
Excuse
thing
me, I
is,
You gotta say I mean.
I mean,
There it is.
I can see where you're coming from. You know, it restricts us in the future because we are eliminating ourselves from a specific audience, young kids.
Yeah.
My thoughts are that maybe spending all that mental energy on not swearing is going to detract from actually creating good content in this podcast.
But here's the thing: is as soon as we get used to not swearing, which will be maybe 1 or 2 episodes in, it's not going to be a big deal. You know, like you might
Is
get the
it in the first place?
occasional slip up, but I mean, like that's not the big deal. I just think we shouldn't like be swearing all the time. You know what I mean? Like total unnecessary. Because like when you did it last time, it was totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? Our language and like the way I talk and stuff like that at work, or I probably shouldn't say that at work, but in my home and stuff like that, as I swear all the time, and it's not necessary to do at all. Like there's just no reason to, and I just think it's kind of crude and unnecessary. And I wish I never did it. I really do. Like I wish I totally didn't swear at all. Because I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's very professional.
I don't know, because like I think there's a difference between swearing just to like say a word, and there's also a difference between swearing and saying something derogatory towards anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I know that is kind of off track, but at the
No,
same time, like
not
I
really.
think swearing with a lot of words is just kind of words, especially at our age.
They
like,
are
there's
just
nothing,
words, theoretically, yeah.
Like I guess there are consequences when like in a workplace environment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I don't find swearing to be any different than talking.
It
Besides,
doesn't
when
bother
you're-
me if I really don't like the C word. If I hear that, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I don't like C word
stop
either.
talking. Like, I don't like that at
That's a
all.
terrible word.
And the thing is like the way I react to that, I'm sure there's lots of people react to the F word or the B word the same way. You know, if they hear stuff like that, they're just like, "What is this guy saying?"
I don't think we're going to come to a conclusion out of this argument, but like I think that like swear words and a lot of other words in general like serve a specific purpose, right? Like, and I think
they add
swear
more
words,
oomph to it, yeah, for sure.
like, yeah, and I think that by like completely canceling out and never using swear words when it's like really just a part of your daily
I mean,
vocabulary.
if it's necessary
I think
to
you're-
use it.
Okay, let me
That's what I'm
talk,
saying.
though, right? We're taking turns here.
No,
I
No.
think that by
No, we're
like,
not. I want to talk.
no, you guys are letting me take my turn, okay? But I
You've
can
had
tell
your turn.
you
It's
guys.
been like 45 minutes.
Anyway.
The podcast is over. It ended 2 hours ago.
I stopped recording like 20 minutes ago. you guys.
What if you actually weren't recording at all? You're like,
no.
I
That'd
forgot
actually
to press
be
this
really-
I've been watching just to
I'd
make
be
sure because I'm
real
worried
annoyed.
something's gonna go wrong.
Real mad.
Okay. Anyway, I think that by eliminating words that let us like pronounce the intensity of something,
That's fair.
we risk just becoming like a middling ground where like we don't have any intensity. We're just talking about normal things.
Okay,
like
that's
never
fair.
getting excited.
Now let's talk about how many times Sam said "I think" during that last conversation there.
I counted. There's 28.
I actually counted, and I think I got 6. There.
Okay, so my dad.
That's the new. I mean,
My
sorry,
dad-
Jeremy,
you
go
know how my
on.
dad was texting me? He's just like, when are you home? Because like I think he just got home. Because from Whistler, I live there. Hey? And I was like 10ish, I think. He's like, you serving? And I was like, no, I changed this. And then like it's been like 10, 15 minutes before he texted me back. And then he just said X. And then like he texted me right back after. He said, nothing, sorry. Just that response, that was so funny. As if like he's apologizing, you know. It was like, nothing, sorry.
Whoops.
Also, he's like up to something. He's like, I didn't mean that. Nothing.
Maybe he was texting your mom like XOXO kind of thing.
Oh.
Maybe he thought
Speaking
like
of which,
I would
my
think it
mom
was a
just
kiss.
texted me.
Yeah. So we're about half an hour into this, and I think we're gonna head into a bit of a.
Let me know
Another
when we're.
segment here.
Let me know when we're about 45 minutes in, because I told a couple people that I would mention them in our podcast just to make sure that they're listening. I'm gonna say a slogan, and I want them to repeat that to me when I see them next, because they said they would watch the whole thing.
It's like a password.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a
James
password.
needs people to do
It's
the
a skill
podcast.
testing question.
Essentially, yeah. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's gonna be like a times table
You
question.
get to the
or
end of the end of the.
James, it isn't enough for James to see the views. He needs to know that people are actually watching this.
Exactly.
It's like a quiz he's gonna hand out.
Yeah, well, I'm not handing them
The
out. They're
members
gonna
of
be
this
verbal.
podcast are James, Jeremy, and Sam Blank. What was his last name? 2. Name each segment and the order they came in.
That'd be so hard. I don't even know what they are.
3. Who do you think won the argument about the curse words?
I think.
The real answer is that no one did, and that's what they got to put, or else they're wrong.
How many times did Jeremy say the word whistler?
How
Anyway,
many times did Jeremy blink his right eye? I know you can't see us, but you could probably hear it.
yeah, that's pretty sensitive, Mike. So we're gonna start our next segment about half an hour in, and I think we're calling this one story time. So what I'm hoping you guys have, or at least can think of, within the next little bit,
Next
is
4 seconds here. Yeah.
we're just gonna tell a good story about something that happened in our childhood that maybe we don't even know about each other, and I think it'll help us get to know each other better and help us get to know our viewers better. So I don't know about these two, but I have a couple.
You go ahead first.
I got a couple ones. I don't know. Have I ever told you guys like my whole concussion story
Like on the dirt
when
bike?
I got my concussion?
I don't think so.
On your dirt bike?
Yeah, on my dirt bike.
On your moto bike?
Yeah, on my moto bike.
Yeah, your
Jeremy
moto.
Golding, raw and uncut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Ross.
It's also true about the downstairs situation.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, the bigger the bush, the better.
I was I was going circumcision. You're
No, have you seen how much you going?
I was going the trunk. You were going the foliage around.
No. The foliage is the best part. I have the biggest one.
James Madam. I don't want to talk about swearing, but you want to talk about penises and stuff like that? Yeah.
No,
yeah,
Sam,
little kids love
Sam,
that.
We all got them.
Can you please say not penis? I would like you to say phallic object.
Object.
Yeah.
Object.
Yeah. And
Okay.
if you're talking about the other two things that hang down, I would like you to say either scrotal sac containing testicles.
You gotta say that.
That's something like that. You know what I mean? And when you're referring to the other side, it's just the sphincter. Just keep it
That's a
professional.
terrible word. I don't like that word at all.
You can call them flipper whippers, ding dongs, or Twinkie Dinkies. But if I hear you call them penis, podcast.
Sam, what did I just say?
You just said
Phallic-
don't call it a penis.
Phallic
Phallic
object.
Phallic
objects.
object.
There you go.
Anyways, okay. So you guys don't even see. We became friends like maybe 2 or 3 years ago,
Two.
and like us three. The only
You
people
were
in this
friends
room.
with James for a lot longer than we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, but still like only maybe 2 years, because like we weren't really friends until after I stopped washing dishes.
Still
which is
aren't really.
two and a half
maybe
years
we were
ago.
friends for 2
Yeah.
years, but you've only been friends with Sam for like a year.
Yeah, maybe a year. And like
Yeah.
you guys, like it's so weird to think about that. You guys like have no knowledge of like me before then, because like just about right when I started becoming friends with you was like when I stopped racing motocross, and so like you guys have like you don't know what I was like back then, and I think
Wow.
about that a lot.
I would like to see motocross Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
dude.
like,
Guy was crazy.
it's like
I was
fucking
nuts.
chicks straight
Ah,
out here,
let's-
buddy.
Hey,
right.
We're
That's-
talking
that-
to chicks.
that
We're
one-
talking.
that
Talking.
one-
Talking.
That one was definitely unnecessary. Okay, that one was unnecessary.
That's for the purposes. of
You
the
could
show.
have even said banging chicks. That would've
Banging
been fine.
chicks.
No,
I suppose
come on.
so.
Banging chicks and sucking phallic objects.
The kids podcast.
Anyway, okay.
Go Kids Bop.
Go Kids Bop. So I was about,
Actually, just one sec,
oh
Jeremy.
my good God, you're really good at interrupting, aren't
Sorry,
you?
just one sec there. I'd like to take this time to ask you guys all to follow me on Instagram at I'm James Badham.
This is a great time to do
Instagram
this.
/ I'm James Badham. The password is whoops. But yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. Just gonna go pass it back to Jeremy there. Thank you.
All right. So moving on.
I like to interrupt here again. There.
Okay. This is gonna be real rough. All right. So when I think I was 13, and I was like racing motocross because I started when I was 6 or 5ish,
Okay.
Right.
and so I was been like 8 years, hadn't broken a bone, hadn't been like seriously injured. There's a lot of stories I got that are like good injuries, so I already got a whole list from there.
Oh,
But my worst and my first worst one,
First the worst.
yeah, the first the worst, and
Second the best.
we were in Kamloops racing, and do you guys kind of know how it works in general, like starting gate?
Yeah.
There's
I
usually
watched the
there's usually
Supercross and
40,
Yeah.
40 gates. It's not really full, especially in like I was in junior class
No.
and like it was never full. But
It's like go fast, no, go slow, right?
yes,
stuff.
exactly.
So it's like the first.
It's like,
one
have you
across
played
the
Mario
finish.
Kart?
No.
And there's
What
like a
is-
30-second
No,
board.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of sports.
So you got 30-second board, turn sideways, girl runs off, and then gates all drop, and you go and try to win.
Why did it turn sideways?
You have like the starting girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the 30-second board.
Why does it turn?
It's like-
Why does it? Why did you?
So it goes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then usually it flips over and it goes 5,
Oh, okay.
and then it'll turn to be like, all right, you got like 1 second left. She runs off, and then as soon as it turns, you're not looking at her. You're looking down and like full throttle and like about to drop the clutch.
Okay.
So you can just go.
My idea of like the racing, like the starting girl or whatever, is like from like movies about like underground like.
Yeah.
street racing
What
or
is she
whatever.
wearing?
Is
No.
she wet dressing like less provocatively? than
In like higher up, like in Supercross and Nationals, yeah, usually like she's like dressed up like nice and kind of stuff like that,
And, like, a bikini.
like shorter skirt and
Okay.
like crop top or whatever it is.
What does she
stuff
wear
like
when
that?
that? Or is it just some random chick?
Yeah, so she's just some chick they find like, hey, you want to do this or get paid $100 to do this for 2 days? That's actually exactly
Did
what it
Miranda
is.
ever do it?
Yeah, a lot actually.
Nice.
Miranda is Jamie's sister.
Yeah, we gotta remember to bring stuff up like that. We
Yeah.
can't just talk. Yeah. So we were in Kamloops, and I'm gonna have to tell you the perspective of this from my mom because I don't remember anything.
Right.
Because of it's a concussion. So Kamloops, it was like it's hard to explain motocross without using any slang for motocross. So there's a double.
I don't know.
Which is like, it's a bump, and it's flat, and then another bump. And your goal is to jump from one bump to the other bump and land on this side. So, like, usually you can't, if you're
Like
like,
a jump. You can just say jump.
off the
Or
start,
like a tabletop, I guess.
it's not a tabletop, though, because there's a hole in the middle,
Okay.
right?
So
it's like a tabletop,
pump.
but it's a hole, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, we're off the start, usually people are really, really close. So, if someone in front of you doesn't do a jump, you can't do it either. So, guys in front of me, like, weren't doing it, this double, and it was, like, pretty big. And so I was like, no way I was going to do it. And apparently, I was...
James just pulled up a Word document that just said "fuck you," Sam.
Nope.
on his computer. Okay, anyways, and
James, don't swear on Word document. That's a child
Yeah.
program.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
come on.
Excuse me,
They
Sam?
can see that.
I have a MacBook, so I was using Pages.
Oh, you got me.
And
Okay, sorry.
so guys in front of me were doing this jump. I wouldn't do it. Guess the guy behind me thought he could do it, so he went to do it. I'm coming up the other end, and he like lands right on me
Right.
with a dirt bike,
Wow.
and I'm on a dirt bike.
Yeah, so
And,
that's not good.
And so I'm knocked out, unconscious, and I guess like my dad said like when it first happened they weren't near because it was kind of like away from the track, but like somehow they found out, they didn't see me come around the next lap, and so my dad's like running towards me and like they all come and my dad gets there first I think, or like maybe first, and like apparently I was still knocked out at that point, so like a minute or 2 minutes I was
Wow.
out, which is like quite a while.
Yeah.
I guess. And then apparently the guy who like landed on me too was like there, and he's like freaking out. He's like really freaked out because like
He probably
What if
thought
he just killed
he
you?
probably
yeah,
thought he killed
right?
you, yeah.
Like you're like he's like losing his mind.
Uh,
Anyways, and then I'm trying to think, like I don't remember any of this, so it's hard to like tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next thing I know, and so I guess they got me in the ambulance. My mom and dad are there. I think my dad stayed because like he had races and like Usually, like, I know that
Also,
sounds kind of bad, just like it. But like my mom was there, and like my grandparents were there,
It's
and
just
all that stuff.
you just got knocked out. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's not like I was gonna die. Yeah.
What, a concussion?
Yeah, I know. I mean, they weren't too worried about it. They're used to a lot of injuries, so it wasn't a huge thing. But my mom was in the ambulance with me, and apparently, like, as I woke up, I kept asking, I think it was, like, where am I? It was, where am I, and not what happened. Maybe, like, what's going on?
Wait, so,
what day is it? What day is it?
Is it radioactive?
Is it out yet? Is it out yet? And I kept asking, like, I'll be like, what happened? Or, no, like, where am I? What's going on? Where am I? What's going on? And, like, every 10 seconds, I just asked that question. And, like, my mom had to answer it, like, 100 times, something like that. Yeah. And then, like, I think she said, like, we got to the hospital, I started, like, asking better questions. And I was like, what happened? And I started to get, like, realize I'm in a hospital and stuff like that. I was like, what happened? Like, what's going on and all that? And then this is the first thing I remember is, I don't know what hit me, but I remember me asking this. I was like, wait, what day is it? And she was like, April 18th. And my birthday is April 1st. And I was like, oh no, I missed my 13th birthday. Because I didn't remember it at the time, and I remember I was, like, about to cry. I was on the verge of tears because I didn't think I'd remember. And I thought it was such a 13th birthday. It's huge when you just turned 13, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh my god, and I was about to cry, and I was so sad. And, and then I remember throwing up a lot. And then I remember having to drive home and just having the worst headache for, like, 2 days. And this kind of leads in another story. This one will be a little quicker.
Oh, because I can see the drive home from Kamloops.
Yeah, 6 hour drive. And I was like, oh man, I remember how that would hurt.
Suck.
And then I was cleared to ride a week and a half later, and I remember this really well. It was a Wednesday, and we went to our local track just to practice. And so like I was practicing and all that. My dad was there and stuff, and it was like we were just about done. I was like, I'm pretty sure I was on like my last lap just to practice. And I remember I was going down near where it ends, and my dad passed me because he's like really good. He's way faster than I am, and he goes past me, and I'm like not too worried about it. Let him go. And then as like he goes over this jump, and I just see him like go like this, or I can't see go like this. Just like his back end goes way up, and his front end goes down, and he just like crashes really, really, really like hard. And I was like so scared. I was like, oh my god, my dad just crashed. And he's like, and then his bike goes flying. He's like laying there like almost like twitching Seizing? And like shaking like a lot. And I'm like, I was like losing my mind because I'm 13, right? I'm seeing my dad do this. I was like, I'm pretty sure I was like crying and screaming because like no one was even around either, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like way by the cars, which is like good like 100, 200 feet away. And so like I'm trying to like yell and get their attention and like freaking out because my dad's like not responding and like shaking and stuff. And like they get over here and I'm kind of like calming down and he like woke up, but ended up like he got a concussion too. And he broke his shoulder blade. Wow. Which is like that bone right there. And like I remember they said
where, Jeremy?
Right here. Oh, right. If you just look, it's just right here.
It's on your shoulder. Blade. Yeah, it's on your shoulder, essentially. Hence shoulder blade. Yeah.
And apparently they said like I don't know how this really works, but they said he had like a 3% chance of breaking that. Because like that's such a weird bone.
It's such a weird break because of how
like I've never heard of anyone else I know breaking a bone like that. But like
maybe he landed on like the handlebars and just like hit right there or something like that.
I mean, I don't think it was because like he was like this on the bike and then like he just like did this, right?
You know what? Let's go to the track.
What did he do? No,
yeah.
You need to explain it. Show us again what he did.
So he was like this and then he went like this and like and then he was like that. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And
I'm
so
looking
like
at what you're doing and I get it.
So like I got a concussion right when I was like okay to ride. He got one and like he was out for a long time and that was just a really really crazy.
Okay.
One of the scariest moments in my life.
I got one. I almost broke my nose once when I was I want to say 12, probably around there. So I was at daycare and they had gotten in a bunch of these. I want to say they're like tubes.
Wait, you're at daycare when you're 12?
Oh no, I would have been way younger than that. Maybe 10 or 8.
I would have been way younger than that. Maybe 11.
No, maybe 10 or...
Really?
8 or 9
daycare? I guess maybe 8, yeah.
Like,
8 or
I
9.
guess, like, you know, if your parents, like, don't have a babysitter or something like that, you know, they throw you in daycare.
Not much they can do.
I definitely wasn't 12 because I was in grade 5. So
okay. I think that's like, 10 or 11.
So, like,
10,
13.
Yeah.
Grade 5?
I got a late
I think it's
birthday.
10.
I think it's 10.
In grade 2, you're 7. In grade 5, you're about 10 or 11.
Because in grade 7, you're 12.
I'm just Googling it right now. It's taking a little while. Okay, continue your story.
Anyways, So they had these like big cardboard tubes that would be like like a big huge roll of paper, like the massive ones. And then they finished, and there's like this big cardboard tube. And we had like 200 of these, and they made like a log cabin out of them. And like we had this for a couple months or whatever. And then when we got rid of it, we went to break them all down and throw them in the dumpster. And like I was just helping out and stuff like that. And to break them down, we had to like throw them halfway over top of a street, the concrete street blockers or whatever they're called. What are those called?
The Meridians?
The Meridians, yeah. In the parking lot
Meridian?
In the parking lot there was some Meridians. So we just like bend it over and like smash it down on the Meridian. And like these are big.
Age 10 to 11.
Found?
Alright, continue.
Okay, so I was probably 10 years old. And we threw it down on these Meridians and it would break in half. And I got a couple of them. And I probably really shouldn't have been doing this at like 9 or 10 years old because these things are like 30 pounds or so. Like they're big.
You were lifting from a young age.
Yeah, I was working out. That's how I got these 15.14 inch biceps. But anyways, what had happened is I threw it down and it didn't break. And what happened is it almost like a teeter-totter. It went flying down the other end, and then the other end that was in my hand slipped out of my hand and flew up and smashed me in the nose. And I collapse. And my nose is just like gushing blood.
Oh, man.
And I call my parents, and I'm just like blood everywhere, gushing blood.
I got a good story for that.
And then so we ended up going to the doctors, and like the doctor's like looking at my nose, and I know that if I have a broken nose, the doctor just puts his thumbs on it and just like, puts it back into place.
You've seen enough of that on TV.
I've seen that before when I was like that age, and I was just like panicking. Because like when they looked at it, my dad looked at it, he thought it might be broken because it looked a little crooked apparently. But I think what happened is he was just so panicked by it that I just got like and there's blood everywhere that he thought maybe it was just because of like how hard of a hit it was.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't. Nothing was happening. But I remember that how like, vivid and like how I was like my shirt was like fully red because I bled so much from it.
Oh God.
Yeah. It was bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
I think Ashley's home.
All right, well, this is the end of the podcast, guys. We'll see you later. All right, Sam, you got anything?
Like, I want to say, like, I've, like...
Never injured yourself?
Sam was born at the age of 15.
Oh, okay, let me get this.
Not entirely untrue.
When Sam was 12, he was playing World of Warcraft, and he sprained his middle finger from clicking too aggressively.
Actually, if we're just telling gross stories, which I guess this, like...
It's a gross story.
We have had.
I mean, those are the most memorable stories. Are the ones
that
like
an injury.
Are the most painful.
It's like an injury story.
Yes. Well, okay. So one time, I used to live on like a reserve, like off the coast
Native
of
American reserve,
west rather.
Eastern Asia,
Western Canada, or whatever. Small town,
or whatever.
Maybe like 1,000 people live there, probably less. And it was a Saturday. Saturday is cleanup day, and in the Hatfield family, clean up. My dad plays loud music. I was like really not feeling it that day, and like he was playing the music just so loud I couldn't sleep. It was like early in the morning, and so there's like all these like bike trails and hiking trails and everything like that behind my house. Like it's basically just open wilderness after that.
That seems safe.
Well, I mean, when there's not bears, it is. Which is not where the story is going, to be clear. Yeah, and so it had just rained the previous night. And... There's a lot of hand signals.
James is clicking a pen a lot, and I don't know how long he's been doing it, but I just noticed.
I've been doing it for a while.
Oh god, I'm really sorry.
Just edit out each one of those clicks.
Yeah, easy. Every like 2 seconds, you just hear it like a mute for like a quick moment.
You have to edit out my coughs too.
I don't think you had any.
Yeah, this is gonna be a real short podcast after we edit everything out.
It's raw. We're not gonna edit anything out. I don't think.
We'll just individually release every story and conversation. There'll be like 200 videos for this one podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, so yeah, it had just rained, forest was wet. I went on a little walk to so I needed to get out of the house.
Walks.
Going for a walk.
Classic Sam.
And that's the end of the story, guys.
Wow, that was great.
So Yeah, and
A bear jumped out of nowhere.
no, so I'd been on like this one trail, like it was just the main path or whatever. I'd been on this 1,000 times, like walked on it alone with my family, with friends, whatever. There's this one segment where
Oh, is this our next segment?
All right, guys.
What a great segue!
Woo!
Yeah, and like there's these two logs. There's like a little bridge on top. Like they're like a foot up, maybe a meter apart. I don't know why that thing exists, but I guess someone like people bike on those trails. I guess someone wanted a little jump,
Little
Yeah,
ramp
make it,
or
like,
something.
little
like
ramp, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like trying to like get onto that bridge. It was like wet. And like I put my first foot up, I was fine. And then like I moved to get my second foot up, and my first one just comes like sliding down, and like onto the ground. I hear worst way to possibly explain that, but like my foot comes down onto the ground, I slip, and then I just feel this intense pain, like I stubbed my toe or something.
This
I'm
could-
like
Sorry to interrupt you here. This could be like a great like what do you call that?
Leading up to nothing.
No. When when you're in like the jazz and it's like the doom, boom, and you're like doing poetry, slam poetry. Because you're like I was on the what you were like I forget what you said. You're like
I was on the thing, and then my foot slipped.
no, but you like
I
made
thought
this rhyme, and it just like it sounded like you were doing that, and
slam to the ground, ground slam, ground Sam. Are we not all ground Sams together on this land?
Anyways,
That's it.
can you just finish the story? I'm getting real.
Okay, so anyway, and then I
Sorry.
looked down. I was wearing pajamas, of course, because I was a weird kid back then. And I looked down. My pajamas are ripped on my leg, on my right calf, and I was like, "What the heck's going on there?" Like
No.
tree ripped my things, and then I look. I have this huge cut on my leg.
Oh.
It's probably about like 2.5 inches wide. Like my flesh is like torn asunder.
oh
I
man,
can see inside my leg.
oh god, that's disgusting. I
Yeah.
hate that.
And I just looked down. I flipped out. I was like,
How
what is-
old are you?
I must have been like, that was
What grade?
grade
18?
6.
So 11 or 12.
I'll
Yeah,
Google
11
it quick here.
And yeah, and I freak out. I'm like, holy crap, I gotta go home. First instinct. And so I run home, which in hindsight,
Probably
why
wasn't a
would
good
I
idea.
run home?
Yeah.
I didn't even feel it. I had so much adrenaline. And I think I missed like every artery somehow because like it wasn't really bleeding at all. But yeah, and I get home and I ask my dad. The first thing I say is like, do I need to go to the hospital?
That's the
I was
worst thing for a
He's
dad
like, I
to
don't
hear.
know, show me. And I lift up and he's like, oh my god, Sam. And I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna go to my dad when I get home and just be like, hey dad, do I need to go to the hospital?
Show him like a paper cut.
Not even, just say that and just see what
And
he
then
does.
walk away.
I just want to see what he does. Should I go to
And
the
so
hospital?
anyway, so the hospital is like, it's a small town. It's probably like a 3-minute drive away. Like, not very far at all.
3-minute drive, so like a
So
14, 15
we have,
minute walk.
at this time, we have the truck that I drive now. It's my truck. It's not a very nice truck.
It's a Dodge.
2000 Dodge Dakota.
I like it.
Like, it's not a nice truck.
I like
It's
it.
a nice truck.
I
I
think
like
it's
it.
good. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's not a nice truck.
serviceable.
It's a nice
It's-
truck.
It's not a nice
I
truck.
mean, it's not a nice truck, but it's a nice truck.
It's a nice
Moving
truck.
on from this
So you're driving.
2000 Dodge Toyota. It's a Dodge Toyota. It's a Dodge Toyota.
But it's burgundy in color. The license.
I mean, it's a
plate
nice
is-
truck. It's not nice though.
What's the license plate, Sam? The serial number.
L
Serial number. too.
689.
All right.
Can
What's
I
your phone
get-
number again? Do you have that?
And your social
And my
security.
social security. Yeah, but anyway, and so I'm like getting ready, like my dad's carrying me, walking over to the truck, and then he kind of like looks at the wound, and is like, actually, and just starts walking towards the hospital. Like, he's carrying me, and I'm like, I'm thankful for that, but at the same time, I'm like, are you seriously not putting me in the truck because you don't want to get blood on the truck? And he is.
Oh
He's
my!
carrying me towards the hospital.
10-minute walk.
It's probably more like 8, maybe 7, which like isn't that much. It's reasonable. And, like, I could see where he's coming from. But at the same time, like,
I mean,
I have my leg torn open, and he's like, you know what? I don't want this getting on the seat.
That's funny.
But yeah, I guess the
that's
hospital,
really funny.
the doctor sews it all up. Says it looks like filet mignon or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it, and that's disgusting. I
love
hate
filet
that.
mignon.
Yeah, and then,
Filet
you know,
mignon's
I
good.
come home, play World of Warcraft forever, and then that's the end of the story.
Oh, yeah. What were you playing at that time? Were you playing your druid?
I was playing a Death Knight.
Death Knight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because, like, when I was younger, I used to start Death Knights all the time because I started at 55?
Yeah, that was the nice part, yeah.
Yeah.
I leveled up a warrior, and I was like, oh, I hate this.
Are you still playing the Fury?
Occasionally.
What's the gear level on
let's talk about this after the podcast. We're on a separate World of Warcraft podcast. Watch out, viewers, next week.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close to the end here.
it? I got some of them.
Excuse me.
I got some of these goals.
James, we're trying to do a
Standing-
podcast.
Bailey.
I don't know if you knew.
Bailey, if you're listening to this, you still need to teach me how to do that standing backflip you said you would. That's one of my goals.
Can Bailey do a standing backflip?
Yeah, she used to be a gymnastics coach.
Wow.
Yeah, she should be teaching me.
We should have Bailey in a podcast and just talk about that for an hour.
But gymnastics, we all know a lot about it, so it will work well.
Yeah.
I like it when people do flips and handstands.
How
Somersaults.
close are we? How long
We're
is this
really
thing?
we're really close to the end here. We can end at any time, but
57 minutes.
yeah, 57 minutes we're at here.
Wow.
I
We should
mean,
at least said an hour.
for you guys, it's probably a little shorter if we edit some stuff out.
I don't know. What are we editing out?
They look at it. It's like 20 minutes.
What are we editing it out? Because I don't think we should edit anything out.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we know not. We'll see. The viewers will
give it
never
a
know,
listen.
though. The viewers will never
If
know.
anything, we could edit out half of Sam's rebuttal on the whole "should we swear or not" thing, because that way it seems like I won.
Yeah, totally. That's a good
Oh my
idea.
God.
Okay, so we're gonna do one more thing
I
here,
really got you. Should
and this might go terrible. I don't really know, but I was gonna do a quick what if, which I think we should maybe end.
what
We
if
can,
of the night?
we
Yeah.
can end the podcast with, and I just came up with one. I think it'd be interesting. I don't know if you guys have any.
What if we had toes for fingers?
What if? Okay, now what if we're like doing this podcast right now as you speak? Suddenly, Ashley, James's girlfriend, who he lives with, bursts through the door, starts screaming at James, tells him, we're breaking up and it's over," and then she runs out the house.
What if?
What if? What would
Man.
happen next? What would be the next
Well, we finished the podcast, and then
thing? Well, we finished the next 10 minutes here.
man, that's weird. If that happened,
Yeah, like let's say that's happening right now.
just happens right now.
Yeah, like okay.
I'm
Hold on,
I'm-
stop. Everyone, stop.
like we're
Ah, James, we're breaking up. Ah, slam. All right.
is that her slapping me or is that the door shut?
No, that's the door shut.
Okay, well, honestly, I'd probably just get up and go after her, and I'd be like, I didn't realize you had such a bad idea about this podcast. When I told you about it, you seemed like pretty forward.
I can't date another podcaster.
another. And I'm just like, what? It's like, yeah, I've been dating all of the guys from YouTube for the last year and a half. Year and a half? We've been dating for 3 years.
Wait, on another note, James, can you name a podcaster?
Other than the guys from SourceFed, not really. No.
Yeah.
don't really have
I had like the small inkling to that when you were like getting towards the end of that joke. I've been dating
I don't
all the
I
guys from YouTube.
I don't really know any. Like, I don't watch a lot of podcasts. You know?
I mean, a lot of the podcasts I watch too are just YouTubers who do podcasts.
Yeah.
I suppose I don't.
Besides the NPR
Yeah.
Best Music one you showed me,
No.
which I really
Here's
enjoy.
here's
Man,
a
shout out
proper
to
what if.
NPR for being
Here's
Yeah.
a good what if. Me and Sam always joke that Sam's girlfriend Katie and my girlfriend Ashley are the same person because they have a lot of similar traits.
Mhm.
Here's the what if we found out 3 years into both of our relationships, because we've both been dating for around 2 or 3 years. We've been dating
2.5.
2.5, yeah, and I'm
You're
at 3. And we find out that they are in fact the same person. Like they've never been together, and we've always just been seeing them at different times. And we found out that they're actually
Ignoring the fact that we've seen them together.
No, like say that never happened.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
And like, I've never seen Katie with you. You know what I mean? And you've never seen Ashley with me. And we find out
Man.
like 3 years in the relationship that we've been dating the same girl.
Would you just keep dating her?
Honestly, I think hey maybe we could just talk to her and be like, hey, you know what? Like we both know maybe we should just keep this like a 3 thing.
If you guys told me that, I wouldn't believe you for a very long time. Like, Yeah, that's what
Like,
I
that
would
would-
say.
that would-
That's what it.
That would be the weirdest situation.
This
Like, I'm just
situation
imagining
isn't
you guys
realistic.
being like, yeah, she's the same person. Being like, yeah, shut up.
You know
guys.
what that would
That's
be?
a funny joke to make.
That would
but
be
of
my
course not.
situation from Jersey Shore. Yeah.
No, and I've hung out with both of them, and I knew the whole time. And she
Whoa.
just told me.
Wait, you
she's
were
like,
the one that told us, or some of that. We were just like, Jeremy, no. Like,
yeah,
that's
but I've
not
known
true.
for like
That
a year.
is ridiculous, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
On a real note, I don't think I could ever, live up to the standard you set, James.
What do you mean?
I think, I've seen
Okay,
your
wait
biceps.
for a
15.1?
1.4, so 15.25. If you're going by
For rounding up.
On a real note? Yeah.
15
It's
and
16, really.
15 and 1/4 inch. If you want to go by that. Was that necessary?
Okay.
Sam just said the F word if you didn't hear that on the podcast.
Ah, shit, we gotta restart.
Was
Fuck! Oh,
that-
oh no.
Man, that one definitely was not necessary. Oh, shoot. Oh, I almost read right there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was a great save.
Hope, Bailey, Carly, and who else was it? Courtney. What is 8 times 8?
Oh, that's
All right.
good.
I will. Next time I see you, I'm gonna ask for the answer there.
That's good.
Alrighty.
I
Wow.
like James's marketing, which is just finding 8 people.
We should.
and, force
We
them
gotta
to
post
have
this
one
into
podcast.
our group chat at work.
Well, let's not.
Why?
Why?
Oh.
Everybody at work
You guys
already knows
do
we're
it?
doing.
Because I like the idea of like not sharing on Facebook and Twitter for a little while till we have
Okay.
like an amount of videos.
Yeah.
But like we should at least share with a general amount of people.
Like,
that we
just just
know.
put it into our group chat, like the Sunday night.
Like,
group
I've
chat.
already emailed Total Biscuit. We're on the...
Total Biscuit. That's a podcaster.
Hey there! I knew James could think of them by
I
himself.
knew one. Yeah, I by myself.
Yeah, that's great.
Completely
Okay,
by himself.
we should probably.
Yeah, we're really going over time here. I mean, probably not. Because we'll edit it, but
Like,
we'll see what happens.
those last few segments were like good for conversation, but we abandoned them almost immediately.
Yeah, every time that happened, actually, like the whole podcast,
Yeah.
we'd like bring something up, and then like halfway through it, we just change.
Really?
and
Let's
not
have a
finish it.
conversation, man.
I'm pretty sure that's how conversations work.
I mean, I think that's totally okay. That's
Yeah.
like,
I
whatever.
mean-
Fair.
Was that necessary, Sam?
Yes.
Why did you say it again?
All right, okay, so yeah, I think we should just end it because now we're just
All right,
spewing
thanks for listening,
words.
guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I hope we'll see you again next week. I guess next
Stay
Sunday,
cold.
Monday morning. Yes,
Stay cold,
Stay cold.
brothers.
cold.